It's the grandson of Right Thought. Welcome to the School of Marvelous Light, little flock. So if you've been paying attention to what's been going on here at the School of Marvelous Light, then you came along on that ride with us on that field trip that we went on the last message. And you know where we were and you know what we saw. And part of what we saw was the seed that fertilizes the egg, the sperm. Consider this, little flock. In the beginning was the sperm. And the sperm was with you. And the sperm was you. Inside of that sperm was life. Now, considering what we talked about on our last message, are you able to follow what I'm saying here? Or does it sound strange to you? When a man is born into the earth, his seed is within him when he comes here. He doesn't come here and then find some seed somewhere, gather it all up, and then put it into his body, and then he bears offspring. When he comes here, it's already with him, and it is him. Because when he bears a child in his own image. And you may not know this, but to say something is the child of something is to say that it's one with it. I'll give you an example of what I mean. Because I know to the Western mindset, this may not make sense, but to the Eastern mindset, it does. The Father and the Son being one, that is. Christ said he was the Son of God. And when the Jews heard him say this, their response was, he says he's the Son of God, thus making himself equal with God. So to say you're the son of, to their mind, is to say that you're what? Equal with. In the beginning was the sperm was with you, and the sperm was you. Is your seed any less than what you are? Or is your seed what you are? So it is when we conceive our thoughts. Because this is the spiritual act of love making, or the sexual act in its truth. Those who worship him must worship him in spirit and in truth. This is the worshiping him in spirit and in truth I'm telling you about. The world has only been able to do things for the Father or in his name or however they feel like they want to say it, worshiping him. They've only been able to do that in flesh, with fleshly understanding. But that profits nothing. It's no good. So then, obviously, we need what's going to profit us. And that's what I'm giving you. The profitable understanding of these things. The sperm, the seed, the man. Why the man is the keeper of the seed and the woman is the keeper of the womb. So then if you break that down with the language that I've taught you all, then it makes perfect sense, doesn't it? Your thoughts are where the seeds are. Your thought is a sperm. The Word, in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. The Word, the Son. So that means the seed. So the seed was with the Father, just like when a man is born into this world, like I said. Understand, a man has a son. Now, in order for him to have a grandson, his son has to have a son. Correct? But that grandson that's going to come, he's already in his father when the grandfather had his son and said, man, I can't wait to have a grandson. The grandson is inside your son. It's in his bosom. Because this is a spiritual thing going on here. This is what I'm trying to tell you guys. This is what it means about the one in Yahushua's bosom. What does it mean to be in a bosom? It means to be in a heart. Do you understand? So it's a thought. That is a seed that is being planted in a heart. Yahushua's messenger that he sends in the last days is his thought. Hence, the grandson of right thought. Can't you see it? The seed that sprouts. That's what the branch literally translates to. Sprout. And that's my name. See, little flockulators, how it all goes together so beautifully without a hitch in it or without any strife in it. Matter of fact, it's just beautiful because it's Abba's work being done. It's the Father's work being done. So the seeds are being carried in the thought. But the fillings, the woman that is, the fillings are where the womb is. So then this makes it very simple for us to do this easy math work. Once we have a thought, that is a seed being planted into our womb of filling. Now, when the seed is conceived, we're going to respond. That is the proof that it's been conceived. We're going to respond with the feeling associated with that thought that has been planted, right? Now, can anybody deny that what I'm saying is true? Now, my question to you is, now that you know this truth, do you think it's important to Abba and it's something that Abba wants you to know about? Yes. Do you think he's more concerned with this than the sexual act that's going on in a person's backseat of their Chevy? Yes. Because this is where all of it comes from. All the issues of life come forth from the heart. You see? That's where it comes from. That's where all the children come from. They come from a womb. In order for them to come out of a womb, they had to have been planted in there first. They had to have been planted, and then it goes through a gestation process until it grows, like I said, and comes out of the womb. And you can see it or experience it. You see that there? So by the time y'all have the children, that's when y'all start to react. This is what I'm trying to get y'all to see here. Isn't that strange? You're reacting in an ill way to something, or in a distressed way to something that is a result. In other words, when the child is born, that's when all the stress comes. But wait a minute here. You didn't know you were pregnant? Because you acting like you didn't know. You didn't know you had sex? What do you mean I had sex, grandson? I've been celibate for the last 10, 15 years. What do you mean I had sex? Guys, I'm trying to tell you about how Abba does the work that he does. Watch this right here. And just to make it real nice and clear. Watch this, y'all. Yahushua came from a virgin birth, right? So Mary said, This is her words. How am I thus, seeing I have not known a man? What is Mary saying? She's saying, how can I be pregnant if I have not actually had intercourse with anybody before? Don't I have to have intercourse in order to be pregnant? That's what she's saying. Search the scriptures and see if she asked this question. I haven't known a man, so how can I be pregnant? That's an obvious question to ask. Wouldn't you ask if you were a woman and you just popped up pregnant one day? Now, why am I asking you that? Since you have confirmed it that yes, that's what happened with Mary. She said, I didn't know no man, so how in the hell am I pregnant? Okay, we've all confirmed that that's the truth. Why is that there? I told you I'm going to break it down for you. Why? That's why I sang the little Skeetly D song. I'll sing it again. Skeetly, can you understand me? All right. The reason why it's there is because Abba wants to tell you something. Because it's spirit. His words are spirit, he said. So his seeds are spirit. So if his seeds are spirit, then do you need to know a man in order to get pregnant with his seed? Come on! No, you don't. So neither did Mary. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? The spiritual seed. Now, the question is Yahusha a spiritual seed? That's the question. Now, what does the Bible say about being born again? Watch how I'm just going to keep on slicing where nobody can stop me. What does the Bible say about being born again? You're born once. What kind of way are you born? Come on, somebody who knows the scripture, break it down. The first time you're born what? By your mother, by blood, by flesh and blood, right? But then when you're born again, what does it say? You're born again of the Spirit. So did you need to know a man or have intercourse in order to get pregnant to be born again? Like Nicodemus asked, do I have to go back into my mother's womb again to be born again? No, because those who are born again of the Spirit and born again of above. Isn't that what it says? Yes, that's what it says. So then you don't need to have no intercourse to do this. Now I'm teaching you the actual intercourse. That's opposite of the physical intercourse. That's the true intercourse, the spiritual intercourse. Do you see what I'm saying to you here, little flockulators? Your thoughts and your feelings are the marriage that God's interested in. Because in the beginning, that's the way he made us. Male and female created he them and called their name Adam. Male and female created he them and called their name Adam. So if you know the lingo, like I've talked to you all, thoughts and feelings. Now, my question is, you're a being, you're a male or a female. It doesn't matter. But I guarantee you have thoughts and feelings, whether you are a male or a female, don't you? Look at that there. So then you see how I'm showing you what Yahushua was saying when he said there's no male or female in the kingdom? Can't you see crystal clearly now? Skeet-and-dee-lee, can you understand me? Because I make that shit clear. So crystal clearly. Isn't it crystal clear? Yeah, grandson, I mean, when Yahushua said that, I wasn't quite sure exactly what he meant, but now it's crystal clear what he meant. I have no excuse but to understand now. Yeah, I know, that's my job. I'm like Fuller's soap. Told you, I know exactly who I am, so ain't no need me struggling. And you ain't got to struggle when you know something, do you? Nope. It's when you don't know, that's when you're struggling. That's when you destroy for lack of knowing something. See that there? But when you know something, you ain't got to struggle. And that's the way it is here at the School of Marvelous Light, where everything is crystal clear to see. Just like this that we're looking at right here, with this intercourse thing. The whole wide world thinks that only intercourse is between the male and the female. Everything done under the sun is vanity. Do you understand what vanity means? Okay, I'll help you understand it. It means pointless. It means worthless. It also means waste. Oh, man. Sheesh. You see how you do that? That's vanity. Oh, vanity, breath, wasting your time. See that there? So if everything done under the sun is vanity, then what should a man do? Solomon told you, fear I am and keep his commands. Well, what is it? What are his commands? To live in a loving state. So then how can you do that without doing what the grandson's telling you to do? Which is to accept the son's name. I am loved. See, when I say that, people get all confused. Wait a second, that's not his name, dude. Look, all I'm going to ask you is he? Is that something he says of himself? Is that something he believes of himself? You call him whatever you want. What do you want to call him? I want to call him Jesus Christos. Okay, the one you call Jesus Christos. Is he loved by the Father? I believe he is. Believe? What does the scripture say? This is my beloved son whom I'm well pleased. Okay, then. So that answers your question, didn't it? Yes. So then he feels and thinks within his heart, because as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. So he thinketh in his heart that I am loved. Isn't that true? Yeah. So then if you do that, aren't you one with him? Yeah. So then why are you telling me that I'm wrong if I tell people that that's his name? Wasted away is he. Y'all got to know scriptures to know why I said what I just said right there. Y'all know flockalators. Now remember what I told y'all about the soldier. Once it breaks through the wall and it enters in to the egg, then the egg starts to take the form of the soldier that penetrated the egg. Do you see? Remember the blue soldier? And when the blue soldier broke in, the city started to turn blue just like the soldier and everything, and started to conform to the image of that blue soldier. Well, the earth is also a womb, isn't it? If you plant a seed into the earth, then it will grow into a plant. It will give you fruit back. So then the earth is also a womb. So then when Abba sends his seed into the earth, what do you think is going to happen when that seed penetrates the earth, which is the egg or the womb? What do you think is going to happen to it? It's going to conform to his image. So the earth has been in an image of a beast, or in the image of Esau, or in the image of red. You see? And now it's going to be conformed into a new image. That's Jacob. That's a supplanter. You see it? A usurper. That's Jacob. Well, that's the grandson, guys. And this is what I keep trying to tell you guys. Once the grandson sprouts, then that means that the earth is going to change into a new image. And the old image, no, only have a short time. It's nothing it can do, because it's not as strong as the new world is. You see? It's not as strong. So it knows it has a short time before that new world manifests in the image of the seed that has been planted in it. I already told you guys how it works, that blue soldier. You see? So it is when Abba sends his seed. Well, when he sent his seed in Yahusha, remember, how am I pregnant seeing I have not known a man? Because Abba sending his seed. Is that not what happened with Yahusha? I am the Son of God. You see it? So the second Adam came a quickening spirit. Come on, nah. Y'all can't see the cooking that's going on here at the School of Marvelous Light? The first Adam was fleshly and he died. But the second Adam, see that? Now who's the second Adam? The second seed came a quickening spirit. Oh, man. Quickening means life-giving. So what did I tell you happens when Abba's seed fecundates into the earth? In other words, it fertilizes the earth. Yeah. A new earth. So what did God tell you was going to happen? A new heaven and a new earth shall be born. Isn't that what he said? Yeah. Yeah. That is what he said. And now I'm telling you how it's coming to be. Do you see it? Just like when the new covenant was established in Yahushua's blood. The same way. It's the same way. It never changes because Abba doesn't change. He doesn't need to change. He sends his seed into the earth, And when it fertilizes and it sprouts and it grows, the earth changes into its image. Like I told you how I broke it down in the last message, guys. So now, the only thing that's left to do while this new image is in the womb, being growing until it can no longer be held, until it bursts forth, there's nothing else to do but simply wait. Isn't that what the twin has to do in the womb? His other brother was born first. As Esau came out red and hairy all over, he came out first. Jacob came out after, holding on to his ankle. So it's not like it's a long time after. It's right after. But he didn't have to do anything but simply just wait. All right. But when it's my time and I come up out of there, then I'm going to pull you down. That's what's going to happen. If you set your nest up to the stars, from thence shall I bring thee down. So in other words, it doesn't matter how powerful or strong this world has become. It doesn't matter, because it's all going to be brought down by the seed. Do you see what I'm explaining to you today? And that seed is right thought. It is a new thought. You see it? And that new thought makes a new earth. All right? So now that we got this understanding of this sexual act, this family of God, how it actually is produced, now that we have this understanding, then we know what's going on the earth. Then what does that mean for the world of Esau? Where does that mean that they're at? That means that it's done and over with. So this is why I'm here announcing to you guys why you should have no fear anymore. Because it's all vanity. That's all it is. In other words, I want to slow down and break this down for you guys so you can clearly understand what I'm saying to you right now. It's not real. The life that you have lived up into being born again, it's not real. If it were real, then you wouldn't have no need of being born again. But you do. And so since you do, you're not going to understand anything of the new world until you do. Y'all follow what I'm saying here? If all of what I've been telling you all about how you should feel on a daily basis is true, think about what the grandson is saying right now. If everything about how I say you should be feeling on a daily basis and the state of mind you should be in, if what I'm telling you is true, then that means that everything you think you're going through is not actually real. And if it's not actually real, then you have to act like it and act and feel as though that's the case. Because you can't fool God. You can fool men sometime by how you act, but God isn't fooled by no act. Now, since we own this subject, male and female, sex, intercourse, fertilizing, making babies, conception, let's search through the scriptures a little bit and see what we find about this subject matter. And so let's see how we can illuminate it a little bit more, since the world is in darkness and can't understand these things. When the scripture says, let the woman keep silence in the church, what does that mean? Now, you guys have known in the churches and in the world that there's been a debate about should there be women preachers? Women should have their head covered. They should sit there quietly in the pew and not saying anything. And they've debated back and forth about this. Now, isn't that vanity and stupid to do that when that has nothing to do with what God is saying there? Oh my God, grandson, you're so you're kind of rude, dude. Not knowledge. Not knowledge. Because let's break this down for him, little flock. Let the women keep silent in the church means let your feelings keep silent when the right thought is speaking. See, your feelings are the one going,
oh man, you're rude. Oh man, why you gotta say it like that, grandson? Oh man, you're being mean. Oh man, this. Oh man, that.
That's nothing but feelings. You see how you letting them talk? You see how I ain't talking about no physical woman? But that's what I'm talking about?
Oh man. I don't like when the grandson says things like this because that makes me think he's being mean. I feel like this when the grandson does this, and that makes me feel like that.
Let your woman keep silent in the church. Abba's not concerned with you telling him how you feel. What he's concerned with is you listening to how he's telling you how to feel. That's what he's concerned with. Your obedience. Isn't that better than sacrifice? Well, if obedience is better, then what should you be obedient to? The state of being that he's always told you to be in. But for some reason, rebellious people have a hard time doing that. Now, why did I emphasize rebellious like that? Remember I told you about the mother of Christ? Her name's Mary, right? Everyone knows that. Do you know what that name means? Because I've always told you guys, stop looking at the sound of a thing. Oh, the beloved Mary. Yes, I love the way that all rolls off my tongue when I say Miriam this way. The Immaculate One. Yes, the Virgin herself, Mary. Yes. What does it mean? And then watch when you see what it means. The Immaculate Rebellious One. That's what you're saying. I am? Yeah, go ahead and roll the R some more. Mariam. Yeah, rebellious. That's what you're saying.
I don't. Grandson, I'm struggling again. I don't understand why Yahusha's mother would be named Rebellion. I don't understand why that would be. She's virgin, immaculate, man.
Your heart is desperately wicked, isn't it?
Yeah, that's what the scriptures say.
Okay, so then when you get a thought from God, what does your heart do?
What do you mean, grandson?
When you see something scary and God tells you to be quiet and be still, you have the tendency not to. That tendency not to, what do we call that?
I think in this world we call it rebellion, grandson.
Yeah, Mariam. Roll the R. Isn't that what you said you like to do? Yeah. Yeah. See, there was a prophetess in the Old Testament too. Her name was Mariam as well. Interesting, Abba keeps using that. There was a woman who washed Yahushua's feet with her tears and dried his feet with her hair. Her name was Mariam as well. Ain't that interesting? Uh, uh, um, um, uh, uh, where did God bury his seed? In other words, what tribe did Yahushua come from? He came from the tribe of Judah, from the nation of Israel. So then God planted his seed there. See? He sprang forth out of Judah. So sprang forth means he grew up out of. So that seed had to grow up. It was planted there. It was planted in Judah. Who planted it there? Now, Abba planted his seed in the most rebellious house. See how that word keeps coming up? Because Israel, you are the most rebellious house. Isn't that what's written? So then Abba planted his seed in rebellion, in a rebellious people. That's where he planted his seed at. And he did it again. Because the Negroes are a very hard-headed, stiff-necked, rebellious people. They're so stiff-necked and rebellious that they've been living a long time without a flag, without a land, without a title, without a true name, and they think everything's hunky-dory and all good. They still keep Christmas and Easter and Thanksgiving like everything's fine. That's how stupid they are. That's how sottish and rebellious that they are. This is how much they don't listen to their power speaking to them, telling them who they are. If they did, they wouldn't be acting like such a buffoon on the damn earth. They would be who the hell they are, because they would realize how beautiful who they are actually is. They wouldn't have fear. But since they do have fear, then they go ahead and this false identity going along like Stephen Fetcher with their pants hanging down around their damn ankles. So then, if God planted his seed in the most rebellious house, doesn't it make sense that if God planted his son, he planted his son in the most rebellious house? In other words, a woman named Rebellion. The woman is his people, his bride. His bride is rebellious. That's why she had to clean herself and make herself ready. That's what it means when it says, she have washed her garments and prepared herself. I mean, y'all, you have people on the earth going back and forth about an immaculate conception, about whether Mary actually had sex with Joseph, and because they don't understand spiritual. All they're thinking about is carnality because they're carnal. But when you're spiritual, then you understand when you read that, you say, wait a second, Joseph means to increase. See, it's all about meaning. So I was going to increase his rebellious house with his seed, his quickening spirit that increases. Joseph is a carpenter. So I was going to a house to rebuild up the tore down foundations of it and rebuild it up and stand it back up again. Do you see? It's all in the meaning of the names. It's all in the words that are there. It's telling you what Abba's doing. Because he's a spirit. And those who worship him in spirit. And that's what I'm doing right now. So y'all, I ain't got a whole lot of time right now. So I'm going to go ahead and end the message there. There's a whole lot more that we could talk about, Little Flock. But like I said on the last message, pretty soon we're going to be going from the heart up to the throat. Now, as we're traveling through this body, many are going to fall by the wayside. Not here among the flockulators, but in the world. Just because they don't know we're traveling doesn't mean that they shouldn't be partaking of the traveling. But I told you, they're on the wrong path. Yahusha told you that, actually. They're on the wide path. We're on the narrow one. You see? The one within. And so our hearts are being prepared and made ready so that we can use our mouth the right way in the days to come. Ultimately, not use our mouth. To be quiet, to keep the word of his patience, which is silence. You only can be silenced if your heart is in a peaceful place, Little Flock. You see how it all connected like Legos? Why you must go to the heart first and then you'll be able to speak right? Because if your heart isn't peaceful, you're going to open your mouth, man. You're going to say something you shouldn't say. You're going to seek to defend yourself when you don't need to. The scripture says the Spirit will tell you what to say when you need to say it. So don't worry about it. Don't take any thought of what you'll say. Isn't that true? Well, y'all be blessed, Little Flock. Like I said, there's much more we could talk about. But Abba willing, if we have time, we'll continue to do so before we move up to that throat while we're sitting in the camp of the heart, making sure the heart is exactly how it needs to be. A bride adorned for her bridegroom. Silawam Israel.